So our first award is the NZAS medal, and this is awarded for outstanding. This is awarded for outstanding fundamental or applied research in the physical, natural, or social sciences, published by scientists under the age of 40 during the year of the award or the preceding 3 calendar years. And this year, I'm very pleased to announce that the award goes to, and Troy will give you the next slide. Associate Professor Daniel Stupa at the School of Biological Sciences at the University of Canterbury.
Could you pass the photos or could you do those afterwards?
We can do photos afterwards.
Yeah, we also offer like a good brief thank you type of speech.
Then if you want to say a couple of words.
Sure.
Doesn't affect it, doesn't affect it.
I wasn't sure if that was expected or not. Kia ora koutou. I did not really prepare a speech, so I just want to say one thing. I feel really honored to win a medal for my research, but none of the research that I do is my research. It's always been a product of the team. I've had a phenomenal research group ever since I started at Canterbury. I had the opportunity to have a team around me and working with me, and I just have loved that process to death and feel immensely proud of our collective achievement over the past few years. Thanks for listening.
So the next award is the Cranwell Medal, which I'm going to make sure I hold on to that one. And the Cranwell Medal is given to a paper scientist for excellence in communicating science to the general public in any area of science and technology. And this year, I am very pleased to announce that the award goes to Dr. Catriona McLeod from Manaki Whenua Land Research.
Thank you very much. I'm very honoured and delighted to get this award. For those of us who aren't natural experts, I hope that this body of work shows an alternative pathway to being a science communicator. And sometimes, quiet observer means that you can look at the whole system and you can see there's opportunities that are being missed and hopefully add value where they might not otherwise occur. And I think that's really kind of the nuts and bolts around the challenge of transdisciplinary research, where we often set out with the best of intentions to integrate our insights from the different disciplines, but we tend to step back into the area that we feel most comfortable in. And so I hope this body of work helps to show one pathway for overcoming some of those challenges. And finally, I'd just like to thank the team that worked alongside me to do this body of work. I said we couldn't have done it without this. So thank you.
Our third medal is the Shoreman Medal. So this is awarded in recognition of a major and continued contribution to basic or applied research that has added significantly scientific understanding or resulted in significant benefits to society. And we are very pleased to announce that this year the medal goes to Associate Professor Jeffrey Waterhouse from the University of Auckland. But Jeffrey, I believe, is online. I have his medal in chocolate, but they will have to be given to him elsewhere. But Jeffrey, if you want to unmute yourself and say a few words, you're very welcome.
Kia ora koutou, everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. Greetings from Guangzhou, China. It's a tremendous honour to be awarded the 2022 Shoreland Medal. The previous winners are all luminaries in the New Zealand science landscape. Thus, to join this list is very special. My research focuses on the use of nanotechnology to answer some of the tricky science questions faced by modern societies. In particular, how can we decarbonize the global energy sector? I'm sure you'll all appreciate that achieving zero carbon emissions by 2050 is not going to be easy. And that's what makes work fun and meaningful each day. Across my career, I've been very lucky to meet a lot of talented people and to have the opportunity to work together on exciting and impactful projects. My receiving this award today owes a lot to my national collaborations in the McDiarmid Institute and also the Dodd Wall Centre, and also my international collaborations, especially those here in China. Thank you.
Thank you, Dimitri. And last but not least, if we go back to the slides. Yep, that's fine. Yep. Right, so our last award is the NZAS Marsden Medal. So this is awarded for a lifetime of outstanding service to the cause or profession of science and recognition of service rendered to the cause or profession and the widest connotation of the phrase. And this year, we are very pleased to announce that the winner of the Marsden Medal is Professor Cliff Abraham.
Namihi, for this wonderful accolade. I'm definitely honored and certainly very humbled by the award because, as mentioned before, the list of people who have gotten this before is outstanding. So it's tremendous to be included. At this conference, we've heard a lot about luck in science, and I've certainly been lucky to have a large number of PhD students and postdocs, technicians, work in my lab and inspire me probably more than I've inspired them, but also national collaborators, international collaborators. So it's been quite a journey and one, as others have mentioned, quite a team. I'm just going to riff for a couple more comments because it's gave me the reason to think back on my career, I suppose, and also the evolution of neuroscience as a discipline over those 45, 50 years, who's counting. And starting with neuroscience, it's evolved quite a lot. It used to be 99% of the studies were about neurons, as you might expect. But over time, it became clear that neurons are actually working in a system of many other cell types that actually work together. And more recently, I'm sure you've heard about how the nervous system is affected by what's going on elsewhere in the body. The gut microbiome is a very good example these days of how there's communication between systems in the body and the brain. So no longer is it about just the brain, it's about actually the whole body. And even more recently, I think it's become recognized that not just brain health, but not just mental health, but brain health actually is influenced by how people interact in the community with each other and with their environment. So actually, we're part of an even larger ecosystem. We think of each of our brains is entirely different, but we're also connected by how we interact. So by analogy, in my own career, I think when I was younger, I was very interested in my own work, what I was doing and in myself. And as time went by, I developed a team and I understood the importance of teamwork in science. And that not just PhD students and postdocs are hugely important, but my collaborators. And so my kind of vision, I suppose, expanded quite a bit. But in the last 12, 15 years, I suppose, I became much more interested and engaged with trying with people in the community. You know, get out of the ivory tower and become more involved with my wider environment. And that's had a huge influence on me, and probably no more so than my nascent attempts to become engaged or connected with Māori communities, to support Māori students coming through into neuroscience, which is very underdone at the moment, but also to recognize and appreciate kaupapa Māori research methods and approaches to brain health generally as well. So it's been quite a journey for me. It's not quite finished, I can assure you. I'm very honored once again to receive this award. So thank you very much. Namaste.
All right, and just to close this off, it takes, about 15 minutes to have the awards out, but it actually takes quite a lot of work throughout the year in order to run the awards process. We'd like to give particular thanks to Peter Buchanan and Ben Dixon. Peter has run the awards process for many years extremely ably, and Ben has come on this year to take us into a new level of technology in terms of applications, which has been fantastic. We'd also like to thank all the judges who have given up their time to go through the applications and make their decisions, and the rest of the NZAS council who have checked in and signed off on the process. So it takes the community to do science and it takes the community to do awards, and thank you to everyone who's been involved in these ones. And congratulations again to all the winners for the public recognition of the amazing work you do. And that brings us to the end of our formal proceedings for today. So I think online folks, we're going to let you get off your screens. Thank you very much for joining us from afar, and the rest of us, I think there is some afternoon tea, and then we're done for the day.
Right, and the only additional thing I'll say is there's been a past award winner online congratulating the present award winner, so you're welcome to a good community there.
I just say, I got to thank my person, and that's my wife, who's been so supportive of my career. So I gotta get that in. And so
We can do it again if you want to get it.
And thanks Lucy and Troy for managing all this and all the tech as well as all the preparation as well.